Yogi Arka, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, I know that you even changed your travel plans to come here.
Yes, that's
So you're touring right now?
Yes, touring.
And where have you been so far?
Fiji, Australia.
Yeah,
Yes,
cool.
again going to Australia on the way to UK.
And you've spoken all around the world. You've influenced thousands of people. What would you say is your message for people?
My message is to remind them that each person must be looked upon like a star in the Milky Way galaxy, and each person does have something profound within themselves. They should not really become deprived of not knowing themselves, and their role and position in the world is very significant.
Yeah, I love that idea. What would you say to a person who says, well, you know, there's nothing that special about me. I'm just a regular person.
Yes, of course, until you know about your specialness, you are a regular person. Once you know, then you no longer think like that.
Yeah, so
Yes.
how do you find what is great about you?
Let's go by some evidential discussion, understanding with the physicality. Our fingerprints are really unique. Our DNA profile, our demeanor, conduct, the way our perceptions are so different. Still on the physical side we are talking about, but if you go a little deeper, mental structure and the consciousness and the feeling part of consciousness, and then the whole being, the vibrations are absolutely unparalleled to any other really beings in the world.
Yeah.
So that in itself is like a unique selling point. In commerce we say unique selling point, so also unique spiritual point.
Yeah.
It is. If they can really understand, explore and discover, experiment and get the results back, reflected back from the world, from people, then they will become self-realized. When they walk with immense confidence and with conscious awareness. They're no longer the ordinary people. They know their purpose, their vision, their mission, and their own kind, and how important it is for the world, receive them in the world. For the development of the humanity, development of the world.
So what you're saying is that each person is as unique as their fingerprint and no two people are alike.
Yes, yes. No,
And how does that help a person find their potential?
yes, it helps means like, what do we want? First of all, we want to be happy. You will be happy when you become recognized or when you feel your worth. Feeling worthiness. That happens only when you have offered something of your own to your family, to the community, and to the world.
So you have to find something of yourself that you offer to the world, and that brings you confidence.
Yes, absolutely. It's experiential. That is experiential knowledge, not theoretical knowledge that you gain, and you have to go through practicalities. To see how it works, or test it in different conditions, in different situations.
What would you say to a person who says, well, I can't give my gift to the world because I've got to pay the mortgage, I've got to do all these other things. How can I do the thing I really want to do?
Oh, if you really want to do, you can do it. You have got all the time in the world. When something really gets into your head that you really love it, you are passionate about it, you want it, you run after it, you have got all the time in the world to set aside other things and prioritize instantly. So, similarly, inspiration that can dilate, that has got so much power. When you're inspired, when you become excited, when you really become so lively and vibrant because you know you can get it and you know it's for you, it's waiting, that you can connect with that, you can relate to it, and that's your extension.
So it's really a case of getting the inspiration from inside?
Yes.
Okay. And then what would you say to people who are like, oh, you know, I'm so stressed all the time, or I've got no time, that's another reason people don't do what they want.
Yes.
What would you say to them about time?
Yeah, that time is so metaphysical, philosophical, and spiritual. Also, it is conceptual as well. It depends how you want to deal with your time. When you're under stress, and the time concept changes. When you relax, another time dilates. So how you operate your consciousness within you, that matters the most.
Oh, that's so good, because we all look at the clock and we go, oh, time is real, it is fixed.
Yes.
And what you're saying is
Yes.
it's just a perception.
Yeah, perception also, the way you give treatment to a subject or a topic within you, and it's your world. You are the leader. You are the master. You are in charge, and you can really you can bring out anything you want to.
Yeah. Do you know a lot of people will feel that they're not in control of their decisions? Oh, I have to do this because, or oh, it's not my responsibility. But what you're saying
It's easy to say and get away with it. It's just living on the surface. There are different. Look at why the body is designed this way. There must be some definitive meaning in creation. The way it's engineered. It's not just the body. It's so much. Body of mass, body of energy, body of light, body of consciousness, body of mirrors reflecting nature constantly. Living on the surface, living in the mind, living in the heart, living in the soul level, living wholly. You can position yourself in different ways in the body itself.
Yeah.
Where you want to live, living in your legs, run around all the time. Living in your stomach, just busy in consuming food or entertaining yourself. Living in the brain, intellectual, becoming more and more intellectual. Living in the heart, bringing creativity and propelling imagination. Bringing poetry, intuition, developing intuition, and sending out like radio waves, emotional currents to reach out to the world, the people, and get that reflected back to you. That is how we understand and live the world.
So these days people really are living in their minds a lot.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
we're on our phones and we're being all logical and we're planning this and rushing that.
Correct.
How can we move from our minds to our hearts?
Yes, that's a beautiful question. Correct. You see, we cannot do everything only by thinking. There's something else to do to achieve something. We have taken one beautiful, natural, significant faculty for granted, that is feeling entity. Like thinking entity in the brain, this feeling entity is beneath our thinking faculty, beneath our head and brain.
Now, I could talk to you all day long, but if you were going to give me just one tip for the stresses of modern day living, what would it be?
Just stretch.
Oh, I don't do that at all.
Exactly, and change your walk out of the place if possible. Drink water and really take a deep conscious breath. If there is an opportunity, open the window and see the sky and see birds, and just talk to people who are positive, who can empathize with you, reflect back to you, who can smile at you, who admire your goodness. There are so many ways to get out of the stress, and also decorate flowers.
So that was great. I asked for one tip and you gave me 20. Thank you so much for all your help and advice, and thanks for being on the show.
No problem. Thank you. I'm sorry.